Good day everyone. We are the group 2 and we will discuss the inventory management. So before we start, let me introduce the reporters. Miss Edeline Ajero, Mr. Vincent Delavine, Miss Lovely Joy Esenar, Mr. John Aljon Josly Pineda, Miss Christine Liker Villame, Mr. John Curve Rosales, and Miss Raven Tolentino.
Good day, everyone, especially to our dear Professor Alvin Bautista. So for today, we would like to discuss our topic, which is the lesson 7, inventory management. So when we say inventory management, it is the crucial aspect of operations within both manufacturing and service industries. It involves overseeing and controlling the order, storage, and the use of components or finished products, as well as managing the quantities of goods and the company has in stock. So dito meron din tayong tinatawag na proper inventory management. Dito naman sa proper inventory management, ito sila yung mga nag-i-ensure na yung company nila ay merong enough na stock to meet the customer's demands. So dito rin, sila yung nagmi-minimize ng mga excess inventory na nakakapag-tie up ng capital and increase holding cost. So under din dito, aside from proper inventory management, meron din tayong tinatawag na effective inventory management. Ito naman yung mga tumutulong sa mga company na mag-maintain ng mga optimal stock levels to avoid stockouts and minimize cost associated with ordering, shipping, and storage. So dito, yung included dito is yung mga variety of processes such as tracking inventory, forecasting demand, and pagdedetermine ng mga reorder points to keep the production cycle running smoothly. Next is yung the nature and importance of inventories. So when we say nature and importance of inventories, ito yung mga essential businesses na nagsiserve as a buffer to ensure the smooth flow of operations. So inventories, may mga nagko-consist ito sila ng ng mga raw materials, work in process items, and finished goods. So ito mga asset ito sila na ito yung mga asset na naka-stored for later use in production. Or minsan naman ginagamit to sa mga sale. Depende dun sa nature ng business mo. So, ang inventories na to, naka-classify din siya into various types. So, dito, naka-include dito yung mga raw materials. So, when we say raw materials, ito yung mga purchase parts or raw inputs for production. So, ito na yung mga materials na ginagamit nila para sa production or sa sales. Next naman is yung work in process, WIP. Ito yung mga items na partially completed, but not yet finished. Next is yung mga finished goods. Ito naman yung mga product na kumpleto na and ready na siya maibenta. Ready na siya for sale, ganun. Next is yung maintenance, repair, and operations o MRO inventory. Ito naman dito na yung mga tools, equipment, and other supplies na ginagamit din sa maintenance and production. Next is yung pinaka-last is yung goods in transit or yung tinatawag nating pipeline inventory. Ito naman yung mga products moving between suppliers, warehouses, or customers. Ito yung mga products na minumove na siya into like for example sa mga stores, sa mga suppliers, sa mga warehouses, 'di ba? Kapag kunyari tulad na lang sa paano ba 'to? Yung sa 'di ba sa Shopee, may mga sila pag nagpo-purchase sila ng mga product, ng mga item, 'di ba, pang maramihan. So, yun yung ginagawa nila. And then dinideliver nila 'to sa mga warehouses, mga ganun, mga bodega, 'di ba? Yan. So, yun yung mga various types ng inventories, nature and importance of inventories.
So ngayon, pag-uusapan natin ang iba't ibang functions ng inventory sa business. Ano nga ba ang mga ito at bakit mahalaga sila? Let's start. Function 1. To meet anticipated customer demand. Unang-una, ang inventory ay para masigurado na handa tayo sa inaasahang demand ng customers. Kumbaga, kailangan may sapat tayong stocks para hindi sila mabitin kapag nag-order sila. Siyempre, mas okay kung laging ready tayo, di ba? Kapag hindi tayo handa, baka maghanap pa sila ng ibang supplier. Kaya dapat palaging may available na stock yung inventory. Function 2. To smooth production requirements. Ginagamit din ang inventory para mapanatiling maayos ang production. Halimbawa, kung hindi palaging available ang raw materials, pwede kang mag-stock up para tuloy-tuloy ang paggawa ng products. Hindi ka hihinto kahit na may delay sa supplies. Kung wala kang stock, maaapektuhan ang buong proseso at magkakaroon ng production stoppage. Function 3. To decouple operations. Isa pa, ang inventory ay nakakatulong para makapaghiwalay or decouple ng mga operations. Ibig sabihin, kahit na may isang part ng production na huminto, yung ibang steps pwede pa rin gumalaw. Example, kung wala kang available na machine, pero may stocks ka pa, makapag-deliver ka pa rin. In short, may flexibility ka at hindi basta-basta maaapektuhan ang buong sistema. Function 4. To reduce the risk of stockouts. Pang-apat, inventory. Inventory helps na maiwasan ang stockouts. Kapag ubos na agad ang supply mo, mawawalan ka ng chance to make sales. Pero kung may extra inventory ka, makaiwas ka sa ganitong problema at maiwasan ang sayang na sales. Malaking kawalan ang stockout kasi nawawala ang tiwala ng customer kapag hindi available ang hinahanap nila. Function 5. To take advantage of order cycles. Ang inventory din ay ginagamit para ma-maximize ang order cycles. Sa halip na mag-order ng konti-konti, pwede kang mag-order ng malaki para makatipid sa cost ng deliver or production. In short, mas efficient. Mas makakatipid ka rin sa oras at effort kung malaki ang na-order mo kaysa sa pabalik-balik ka para lang sa maliit na quantity.
To hedge against price increases. Dito iniiwasan po yung pagtaas ng presyo ng mga supplies para hindi pa bago-bago ang presyo ng products. To permit operations. Dito naman po sa to permit operations, kailangan yung operation or yung business ay may mga permit sila para makapag-operate ng smooth. The last, to take advantage of quantity discounts. Dito yung mga businesses, take advantage nila yung mga offer na discounts ng mga suppliers, especially kapag malalaking quantity of order ang pinipurchase nila. Objective inventory management. Isa sa goal ng inventory management ay ma-maintain nila na smooth yung sales at inventory or pagsastock ng mga supply ng isang business. Kapag understocking ng inventory ng isang business, maaring bumaba yung sales nila, malulos yung sales nila at hindi masasatisfy ang mga customer. While kapag overstocking naman, pwedeng masayang yung mga stocks lalo kapag hindi na-meet yung goal nilang demand. Inventory management has two main concerns. One is the level of customer service, that is to have the right goods in sufficient quantities, in the right place, at the right time. And the other is the cost of ordering and carrying inventories. Pero, ang pinaka-main goal ng inventory management ay masatisfied ang customers.
So, requirements for effective inventory management. So, yung una is as a system to keep track of the inventory on hand and on order. So, example po dyan is, kunwari may maliit kang tindahan, may notebook ka or apps kung saan sinusulat mo yung kung ilan pang sardinas ang natitira sa lalagyanan nyo at kung ilan ang in-order mo. Kaya alam mo agad kung may kailangan kang bilhin o puno na ba ang stocks. So next is variable forecast of demand that including the indication of possible forecast error. So kunyari yung napansin mo na tuwing sweldo ng mga tao is dumodoble yung benta mo ng instant noodles. Kaya next time mag-order ka ng sobrang dami nun kasi ganun, gusto mo makabenta ng marami. Pero aware ka na pwedeng hindi rin ganun kalakas na yung benta. Kaya minsan is doon ka na nabibiktima or naloloko. So yung number 3, knowledge of lead time and lead time variability. So kunyari, kapag umorder ka ng gatas sa supplier, alam mo na abot yan ng 3 days, pero minsan natatagalan ng hanggang 5 days. Kaya nagsisigurado kang may sapat na gatas sa stock mo habang hinihintay yung next to deliver. So yung number 4, reasonable estimate of inventory, holding cost, ordering cost, and shortage cost. So yung example dyan is kapag masyado kang maraming stock, may dagdag gastos yan. Katulad ng storage, kuryente, o baka yung iba masira pa. Kapag kulang ka naman sa stock, nawawalan ka ng customer. Kaya dapat balanse, mag-order para hindi malugi o masobra-sobra naman ang order mo. So yung last is a classification system for inventory item. So kunyari, iniisip mo pa lang kung alin sa mga importanteng item sa tindahan mo. Halimbawa, bigas at mantika ang madalas na binibili. Kaya ito yung mga inuuna mong bilhin kasi ito yung mas hinahanap. Yung mga rare bilhin tulad ng imported candy, pwedeng konting bawas ka doon kasi hindi naman siya yung totaling hinahanap.
Inventory ordering policies. Yung inventory policy, ito yung nag-set ng rule to determine how much stock to order or how much stock to produce. Importante to kasi natutulungan nito yung business na ma-reduce yung supply and demand fluctuations to ensure na ma-meet nila yung demand without surplus cost. Sa inventory, may tinatawag na cycle stock at safety stock. Yung cycle stock, dito ang intended na business ay ma-meet nila yung demand during a given period. While yung safety stock naman, ito naman yung iniiwasan nila na maranasan nila yung out of stock due to demand. How much to order? Economic order quantity models. The question how much to order means magkano ang magiging expense ng business by purchasing products for inventory. And usually, para ma-determine ito, ang ginagamit ay EOQ models or economic order quantity models para ma-maximize yung quantity of order. So, bukod sa EOQ models, may another 2 models pa na ginagamit and ito yung the economic production quantity model and the quantity discount model. So, let's discuss one by one. The basic economic order quantity model or also known as EOQ model is ito yung pinakasimple sa tatlong models. And EOQ model helps the business to decide how much inventory to order at once para ma-maximize nila yung perang gagastusin nila sa pag-order or pag-purchase. By calculating EOQ, companies can avoid overstocking or running out of products. So, yung calculations or formula ng EOQ is nandyan sa gilid ng PowerPoint. So, the basic model involves a number of assumptions. So, we have 6 assumptions. So, let's discuss one by one. The first one is only one product is involved. Meaning, sa EOQ model, ang usually na minamanage ng business ay single product lang para mas mabilis yung process ng calculations and decision making. Second one is annual demand requirements are known. It is assumed that the business has a clear understanding of its annual demand for the product. Meaning, may alam na sila about sa historical data about sa dami ng nasasold nilang product over the year. The third one naman is demand is spread evenly throughout the year so that the demand rate is reasonably constant. Meaning, the model presumes that demand occurs at a steady rate throughout the year, leading to predictable inventory needs. It helps the business para ma-predict nila kung kailan mag-reorder ng stock without worrying the seasonal demand. The fourth one is lead time is known and constant. Lead time refers to the period between placing an order and receiving it. The EQ model assumes this time frame is consistent and can be accurately predicted, allowing businesses to plan their inventory restoration of stock accordingly. So the fifth one is each order is received in a single delivery. So sa EQ model, ang presumption ay when an order is placed, all items arrive at once rather than in multiple shipments. The last one is there are no quantity discounts, meaning the ELQ model does not consider price breaks or discounts na ina-offer ng mga suppliers kapag umorder ng mga maramihang stocks. So the second model is the economic production quantity or EPQ. So this model is used in inventory management to determine the optimal quantity of a product that should be produced in a single batch. So yung goal ng EPQ model ay ma-minimize yung total inventory cost which include both setup costs. So we have 7 presumption here and sum of presumption is almost same lang sa naunang model. So yung the first one and second one na-discuss ko na yung kanina. So let's talk about the third one. The usage rate is constant. So ibig sabihin nito ay ang assumption ng EPQ model ay yung rate ng mga product na na-sold still remains over the period. The fourth one is usage occurs continually but production occurs periodically. Ang assumption ng EPQ model ay habang yung product ay nagko-consume continuously, production is still ongoing in regular intervals of a business. And the fifth one is the production rate is constant when production is occurring. Means na yung production rate ng business is still remains even if the production is still ongoing. So the sixth one and seventh one is na-discuss ko na rin kanina and almost same lang siya doon sa diniscuss ko sa unang model. And yung formula ng EPQ model ay nasa gilid din ng formula. Yun yung ginagamit na formula.
So, next naman po is yung how much to order economic quantity models. So, tulad nga po ng nasabi po ni Ms. Tolentino Raven, ito po yung pag sinabi po nating how much to order economic quantity models, ito po yung challenge in inventory management. So, ito po yung mga nagde-determine kung magkano po ba yung mga na-order to minimize the cost na naka-associate doon mismo sa holding and ordering stock. So, ang economic order quantity or EOQ model, ito yung mga tumutulong yun yung tumutulong para ma-identify mo yung optimal order quantity and ma-minimize mo yung total cost, including dito yung ordering and holding cost. So, dito meron tayong tinatawag na quantity discount model. Ang quantity discount model naman, ito yung mga discount na na-offered na ng company kapag bumibili ka ng pangmaramihang, like for example, tulad kanina yung sa Shopee. Diba sabi ko pag bumibili sila ng item, pag napopurchase sila, is that pangmaramihan na, kumbaga larger quantities na. So in quantity discount model, ito yung mga firm na need to evaluate whether yung cost nila is effective to purchase in bulk by considering factors like yung mga storage space. Kasi 'di ba, minsan nakadepende rin kung gaano kalaki yung storage mo na paglalagyan ng mga product mo, kung gaano karami yung mapopurchase mo. Ganun. And ito rin yung mga potential obsolescences and yung mga ability na nagta-tie up ng extra capital sa isang inventory. Kasi 'di ba, the more na mas marami kang nakukuha na purchase ganyan, parang mas nadadagdagan yung inventory mo, nadadagdagan yung capital na meron ka. So, ayun lang para sa topic ko. Thank you.
How much to order? Fixed order interval model. This model is used when orders must be placed at fixed time intervals, weekly, twice a month, monthly. The timing is already set. Timing of order. So for example, tayo bilang isang customer, 'di ba, kapag order tayo, syempre aalamin muna natin kung ano ba yung mga kailangan natin. For example, sa grocery, 'di ba hindi naman tayo araw-araw nag-grocery. Weekly yan, para may stock, para meron pa tayong makakain. So, ganun din sa fixed order interval. Inaalam ng customer kung ano ba yung needs niya for the whole week or for the whole month bago siya mag-order. Reasons for using the fixed order interval model. In some cases, a supplier's policy might encourage order at fixed interval. Grouping orders for items from the same supplier can produce saving in shipping cost. So, ito yung isa sa dahilan bakit mas hinihikayat or mas ini-encourage ni supplier's policy na gamitin ni customer yung fixed order interval model upang para mas makasave sila ng shipping cost. Kasi wala naman sigurong customer na gustong mapamahal yung shipping cost dahil iba-iba yung supplier na kinukuhanan niya ng product or items. So, sabi dito na madalas ginagamit daw yung ganitong model ng tulad ng drugstore, small grocery stores, para nga makalesen sila sa shipping cost dahil mas prefer na nila na umorder sa isang supplier na lang. Benefits and disadvantages. Fixed interval system result in tight control. In addition, when multiple items come from the same supplier, groupings order can yield savings in ordering, packing, and shipping cost. So, ito naman po yung benefit ni fixed interval. Makakalesen po siya tulad nga po ng sabi ko kanina, makakalesen po siya ng shipping cost. Kasi hindi ka na kukuha sa iba pang supplier kasi meron ka ng iisang supplier. So, mahalaga po dito sa fixed order interval na iisa na lang yung magiging supplier natin kasi mas makakalasan tayo sa shipping cost na napakamahal. And ang disadvantages naman po, negative side ng fixed interval is lahat naman ng businesses or mga supplier ay palaging may stock, diba? Hindi naman yan palaging meron once na umorder tayo. So, yun yung nagiging disadvantages. Dahil nga, nakaset na yung pag-order natin, maaaring once na umorder tayo is out of stock, maaaring hindi enough yung item na meron sila para sa hinihingi mong order. Nga po, magkakaroon sila ng shortage. So, yun lang po ang nagiging disadvantages ng fixed interval.
The single period model. The single period model, also known as the newsboy problem, is used to manage items that spoil or have short life like fresh food, flowers, or newspapers. The main goal is to order just enough stock to meet demand without having too much left over or running out. It's about finding the right balance. Ordering too little means missed sales, while ordering too much can lead to waste or losses. We have 4 operations management strategies. First, record keeping. Keep inventory records accurate and updated to make better decisions about how much stock to keep. Second, reducing variations. Control changes in delivery times and demand predictions to avoid having too much or too little stock. Third, lean operation. Order based on actual customer demand, which helps reduce shortage cost and avoids keeping too much stock. And last, supply chain management. Work closely with suppliers to get deliveries on time and lower cost. This can reduce the risk of running out of stock and save on storage. In general, these strategies help businesses manage inventory better, reduce waste, and save money while ensuring they have enough stock to meet customer needs.
That's all for today. Thank you for listening and have a nice day ahead. God bless.